Good evening. Welcome to Crying is a Free Action, or I like to call it now, Saturdays Are for Crying podcast. We're the number 10, we're in the top 10 political podcasts in the great state of North Dakota. So thank you. Let's try to get to number 9. Um, we are behind the minds of easyvotend.com, where we try to advocate for things that we find kind of important based on all the weird crap that goes on in our country today. And today, of course, we're joined by co-host Al. How you doing?
Hello, my fellow revolutionaries.
That's right. And also we have guesting up I guess from last week we just saw her. It's my friend Julie. Hey Julie, how you doing?
Hey, doing all right. How about you?
Doing pretty good, pretty good. Um, I think I was talking to you guys earlier. I watched some micro wrestling where little people were throwing each other around, and it was some of the best
Mm.
time of my life. Let's see. Okay, good. I think audio's good on that one. All right, so let's get into some of the news for this week. Um, so first up, the DOJ moves to eliminate sexual abuse protections for LGBTQ people in prison. Um, so this is from an old kind of policy they're kind of revoking. But as people go to prison, we originally had something known as the Prison Rape Elimination Act, which was that people can incarcerated should be screened for the risk of facing sexual assault when they're placed in prison and their LGBTQ status. So they're kind of revoking this shit, and I think this is really bad. I think. What do
Sounds
you guys?
bad.
Yeah, what do you guys know about prisons?
Nothing. That's definitely Justin's wheelhouse.
Oh yes, I forgot. Justin is not with us today. He is recovering, and please wish him good luck, especially after he's having some back pain.
Mm.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, so this is another one of those policies that are from Donald Trump's anti-trans executive orders. So they're trying to do what's known as restoring the biological truth of these things, and this is another constant attack of against transgendered people. Um, it's not very fun news. Sorry.
No. Yeah. I'm just trying to
uh,
wrap my head around it.
yeah. So I mean, in this case, right? So if as you probably can think of, if you are a transgendered person in a prison, uh, where do you go? Sometimes, I guess that's always the question, right? So, but a lot of times is they're probably more likely to be targeted, especially trans. Let me see. Does anything in here? Risk for victimization? Yeah. So they're more easily likely to be targeted. So, uh, okay, let's move on to something else because that was not a good thing to start off with. We're gonna start off now is that the Trump administration separates thousands of migrants families in the U.S.
Not really
So
much better.
it's not gonna get much better than this. Okay, so in this case, we're having he's implemented what we call a zero tolerance immigration policy, which split up more than 5,000 children from families at the Mexico border during his first. This was from his first term, and there was a little bit of background history. You might be familiar with them trying not to break up families, right? That was one of the immigration policies. I think it was that Obama.
I
I
think
think
it
it was
was.
Obama. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think it was on Obama term. So the idea was, if the children came in, so then you keep the children with the parents in America, right? Uh,
Yeah.
so in this case, they're trying to divide divide the sorry.
You're
So
right over there.
the good thing is, I
You
guess
all
we're.
right?
I'm good. I'm good. Just coughing.
Okay.
So right now, I guess illegal border crossings are at an all-time low in 7 decades. So that's, I guess, good. I guess. Um,
Well, I mean, when you see people that are coming and getting treated the way they have been, even when they would come and otherwise seek, legal asylum, etc., etc., I wouldn't want to make that trip at all, with the way things are here.
yeah, and yeah, I wouldn't either. That seems like it's just been such a
Yeah,
scary place.
I wouldn't want to make the trip at all because I mean, it's a rough fucking journey, like I think I've told you that that I have family who isn't legal, and they've told me stories of the journey, and it's not great. It's a lot of just you get even in the countries that you go through, like when you go through Guatemala, Mexico, etc., you get harassed by the police too.
That's true. It's I do have like some people that I've met who had to even going through like the legal processes, but from going from like Nicaragua all the way up to the United States, that do a lot of it's a very tough journey, and then they got put into like the holding cells. I think it was about like 2 or 3 years ago, and it was like at least they had been there for like a month. It's like these we call like children in cages. That was original ideas, but yeah. So it's still it's a tough process once you have to go through all this. So in this case, we've been trying to like divide families. In this article here from Associated Press, they talk about people getting. Let's see, we got this one guy here from left Venezuela in 2022, crossed illegally seeking asylum. Uh, the administration might talk about asylum as a form of illegal um, immigration, but no, that's a totally illegal pathway. It's to protect people, and I think being able to protect people with asylum is something that we probably should have. That thing's a good thing, um, and it's considered a legal pathway to do these things. So he got a work permit, driver's license. Then he brought in his family, his wife and his sons. Focus on care. Yep. So then, yep, Poseidon he got refugee status. Oh, this is interesting. So the wife and kids got refugee status, but the husband never got it. So then he kind of literally just left for his work and never came back. So they just picked him and got deported. So that's
Did they did they explain why that he was rejected, or did he just never get it?
mm, it just says he never obtained it. So
Mhm.
I'm not too sure what that means in that case, but it is one where they just pull people off the streets and then send them off into the detention camps without ever
Wait, that
doing
doesn't
anything.
make sense. I thought it said that he got a work permit, etc., etc.
He,
Scroll back up.
he requested asylum. Okay, the thing is he came in illegally, requested
Okay,
asylum
I
back in
see.
2022. So it did mean he
He
was
started
trying.
the process. He started the process, but he never got it.
Okay, okay.
And they never,
Yeah.
basically, they never gave it to him, and then he got arrested
Yeah, because his wife
by
came in.
ICE.
His wife and kids came in December 2024. So he was here 2 years before any of this. He probably applied for this, but I don't understand how he's trying to apply for asylum status, and then these people have refugee status just almost immediately. That's weird.
It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's easier for women and children to get refugee status than it is
Oh,
for
okay,
men.
I guess that makes more sense, yeah.
Let's see. So then basically they got sick. He was held in a detention center, and then he asked to return to Venezuela after 3 months detention. I guess he asked to return to Venezuela, but his wife does not plan on going back because they've criticizing the government and political opposition. So this family is being separated, and we're gonna hear these stories over and over again. So yeah, so that's bad.
Yeah.
uh, yeah. I did invite Julie, and I said this is gonna be a fun podcast, and I lied. So, and
What? I don't know what you're talking about. Talking with friends about sad things going on in the world, it's definitely fun.
so the next thing that's really sad is that ICE is using smartwatches to track pregnant women, even during labor.
Oh, how fun.
It's not funny. This is not funny. I'm sorry. Uh,
No, it's not.
It's
okay.
not funny, but you're the way you're just presenting it.
Yes. I'm having this problem actually in therapy where therapists just keep laughing. It's like, no, you just say things in the funniest way. I'm like, I'm not trying. I'm gonna cry. Anyway, so this woman basically who was born in Central Asia comes in and she basically ICE has mandated that this woman wear kind of like a special smartwatch to kind of keep track of them. So it's it's not just my Apple or Samsung, it's a special one that's specially designed. And even though she's literally in the hospital trying to give birth, this is a story where he tells about the device is indicating as a low battery. So, she's very concerned and, frightened while trying to give birth that ICE is going to
Huh.
come up and try to catch her,
Wait,
deport
she was fucking she's Mexican, but they're trying. I mean, she's Asian, but they're
Asian.
trying to send her to Mexico.
Yeah, I mean, because that's the only place I discuss them, so.
Yeah, that's not the first time I've heard that too. I don't
Oh, she told him just days ago she had been put on the deportation to Mexico, but the pilot refused to fly because she was so close to giving birth. Yeah, that's crazy.
Mhm.
Yep. So this talks about talking about in C sections, and because you're doing C section, you have to take off the jewelry and stuff like that. But how does this kind of work when you're trying to track somebody in a medical procedure? But if you take off, the bracelet, just like an ankle monitor, it just starts beeping out of control. So like, what are we supposed to do here? So this is, this is a nightmare situation. So this is kind of starting up more and more. So in this case, in this particular ER, this is one of three women with location tracking smartwatches. And I guess this is one company here called BI Inc. And they're trying to do this, I guess, a program of tracking people instead of putting them into detention. We just give them a smartwatch instead. So I guess form like house arrest, kind of just tracking. It's interesting. So over 200,000 people enrolled in this kind of program. Um, but it's like I said, this is very weird. This is actually the first time I've ever heard about this kind of thing. Have you
Yeah,
guys heard about?
no, this is my first time hearing about this.
Yeah, me too. I haven't heard about this.
That which is, I mean, that's fucking crazy because this is the kind of shit that this is basically putting like an ankle monitor on somebody
Yeah.
who's got like real, like crime, like a real criminal history. This is the same shit as that, but for immigrants, just because they're immigrants.
That's right. And there's plenty of pregnant women coming in to I guess the hospital, and I guess now we're having ankle monitor, well, risk monitors. But all right,
It
so this is
also
good.
I was gonna say it also kind of gives off like a Big Brother vibe, but it's only okay because it's people that we supposedly don't care about because they're lesser in
That's
some
right.
way. Like that's how it comes off as, and it just seems like, I mean, don't get me wrong, obviously, they don't deserve it either. But at the same time, like it feels like it's a stepping stone to almost doing that to American citizens as well.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Yep. And then of course, because of these kind of scares, a lot of immigrants are not going to the hospital and
Yeah.
seeing emergency care, and this is going to be really bad. I mean, people need to get the regular checkups. People are skipping checkups, not because of besides just costs and finances and stuff. Um, But let's see. ICE has previously told The Guardian there has been no evidence that the ankle monitors have caused physical harm and that the is effective in keeping effective court appearance rates among immigrants
Physical
facing
harm.
removal. Yep, physical harm has no evidence. This does not hurt them. It just psychologically tortures them. I guess that's fine. Lack. Okay, so this is the issue they're having is like, what do you have to do with this things in terms of medical emergencies? Because if you're very no tolerance kind of things, then there's no if you don't have any kind of set guidelines, it just requires the discretion of ICE. I don't trust it. So it's pretty bad. So we'll talk more about this. Yep, this is ankle. This guy now has an ankle monitor. This guy here, and this man has a nerve damage on one leg. Oh Jesus! So
Mm.
this Bangladeshi man's getting sent back. Sucks for him. That's really bad. Yep. So okay. Oh wait, I guess they have been doing this apparently. Ankle monitors for pregnant women. Huh. So that's weird.
They
Interest
have been doing this?
I guess this is a thing they used to do, or they still do. It's just not as very it's not as very
Oh my
common
goodness.
because it's just that um I mean I'm just inferring this because of this following phrase here. In 2009, ICE discontinued its use of ankle monitors for pregnant women. So that implies that they use ankle monitors in other situations. But you would usually only use ankle monitors for people you think have a risk of like fleeing and other stuff like that. Let's see. But yeah, that's it. This is pretty interesting. And looks like this is the thing. Under Biden's administration, apparently these people have monitored like 370,000 immigrants are being monitored at one time. So this is only down to
That's a big deal.
180,000. So we actually have less. This crazy,
Yeah,
right?
'cause they probably fucking sent people away.
Yeah. That's probably what's going on because it's expensive to pay off all these GPS things. But
Mhm.
so okay, yeah, it's okay. Well, that's okay. That's a thing. So next up, um, this is a local news. If you're watching in Washington, so that's nobody. We have former Spokane City Council president pleads guilty for impeding ICE officers that prevent deportation of two legal immigrants. So we got this gentleman here, Ben Stuckert. Yeah, good job, Ben. He pled guilty, trying to block people from trying to arrest him. We've been seeing some of these stories more and more of. Well, I mean, I guess I don't want to say the feel good stories, but in this case, this guy here, who is the executive director of Spokane's Low Income Housing Consortium, is doing a lot of protests and called for action to pay him two young immigrants on June 11th. So he pled guilty to try to protect these two. Yeah, yeah. So um,
This was actually something that I had to have a serious talk about my to my boss about, because he was when this started happening and everybody was starting to get a little freaked, he immediately came to me and said, this is what is expected of you, and if you do anything that I admittedly probably know you want to, you will be fired and you will also be arrested. And so, like, this kind of conversation has already happened with me, and it's actually kind of scary in a sense. And like, it's really cool that people are actually doing it, but the idea of, like, okay, they're about to come into my place of business and I'm going to have to protect these people, and I'm going to have to put my citizenship on the line for these people that I love, is scary. It's really scary.
see, this is an interesting one. That you said you had to put your citizenship on the line, even though I'm pretty
That's
sure
kind of
you
how it
were born
felt.
here.
Yeah.
It does, right? Because you're really trying to stick up your neck for these
Well,
people.
yeah, it's like, well, I have something that they don't have and I'm going to use it to protect them. And it's I mean, judging by the way that things are right now, I don't even know how much citizenship is even worth anymore. So, like, if I got in enough, in their way enough, would my citizenship even matter at that point?
I mean,
Me the Supreme Court is supposed to. I don't know if they did review birthright citizenship, but it looks like they were supposed to. I'm not sure if they have yet. Let me actually look it up.
yeah, I
Well, to
think
be
that
clear, I was born here. I don't have, that sort of situation going on there. I just mean in
Yeah,
general citizenship.
if they go so far to rescind that, how what stops them then from just being able to take citizenship from anybody that they deem?
Exactly.
yeah, and that's a good question. How do you denaturalize somebody who was born here, right? Because that's part of the thing. This is what is. I think I covered it, I think, last week, but just as a refresher, the 14th Amendment is basically what kind of guarantees and defines what is like birthright citizenship. And then this is, it's been held up for a long time. There were some challenges to it back in like I want to say like
There's been
19.
many different challenges against it, but it's I mean,
Well, yeah, in this case, for just revoking birthright citizenship of people who are children of immigrants, but the question is, what are immigrants, right? Because we are technically a nation of immigrants. Everybody came from somewhere.
Hmm.
everybody came from somewhere else.
That's right.
Except the natives who all are all but gone now.
Well, there's also been stories they've been trying to deport the Native Americans. That's great because they kind of look like brown people. So
So where?
I mean, I don't know, probably to like Mexico because that's where they
That's
belong.
insane. Right.
Just like everybody else
Where
goes to
everybody
Mexico. Yeah,
belongs,
that's
apparently.
right.
Send
Because
them
you
to
can
Mexico or Uganda.
You can buy Mexican citizenship for $200.
What, really?
I think so. It used to be
Huh.
$200. It might be cheaper. It might be more now. I don't know, but you can literally just buy
Let me
it.
look.
Um, but yeah. So with this, I am like I said, we were very happy to see our politicians and public servants. He's doing his job as public servant. So good job, buddy. And we're really happy for more of these kind of guys. Good luck on your court
Nah,
Yeah.
bro,
case.
you're spreading fake news, Tommy.
Oh, that's okay.
You
Okay,
can't
it's fake news. Well, I'll tell
you
you some
can't
real
you can't
news.
buy citizenship.
Okay, it's our favorite buddy that we've been talking about for like apparently like 6 months now. It's a man named Kilmar Obrego Garcia. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the Ballad of
They won't
Kilmar.
leave that dude alone.
Yeah. So, if you've been living under a rock, this is I don't even want to talk about how this. You should know this guy. He is got deported accidentally to El Salvador, even though he has like he has what do you call it, like a judge notice or something like that.
Yeah,
Specifically orders,
he's got a
orders.
stay order. He got a stay order basically saying that he can't be deported to El Salvador.
So then, yeah, there's something there like, you know what? So then it took him like months. They're like, oh, he was supposed to be there. He's MS-13. They brought him back. And then they're like, all right, buddy, now we're going to instead deport you to like Costa Rica.
Uganda.
Well, it's almost there.
Nah, bro,
He,
it was Uganda.
it was going to be Uganda, but you can take Costa Rica if you plead that you were guilty to this thing, these made up kind of charges that they cannot prove back in 2019 about trafficking, I guess, guys for drug stuff.
Yeah.
Um, so he's kind of been like in kind of a limbo, but um, I've been stuck in like ICE detention. So just recently, as in like Thursday, the judge ordered immediate release. Since he was actually deported, um, so that he can now spend the rest of his time before he has a court trial, so that he can just stay at home. So that's kind of the story. So that's kind of a win.
Yeah.
But then next up was then what happens is I don't think I have the news article for this. I might have it. Let me take a look through this thing here. Um then the ICE decided to try to corner him. The CH is trying to corner this man as he left because he needs to go into the ice field office to kind of do like checks and stuff to make sure he's still there and all this kind of stuff. And they were going to try to re-detain him again. You know, so then his lawyers kind of came up and issued basically an emergency. Sorry, the judge. Lawyers can't do shit. The judge issues an emergency blocking order so that he can now just allowed to stay home. That happened on Friday. So this Judge Zennis. I'm just saying this is we spent like I think like $2 million trying to send this man out of this country. It's a crazy amount just for this one dude. I'm making up the numbers, but it sounds about right.
They make
Uh,
this shit look like whatever.
I'm trying to remember. When it was happening, I thought the whole situation was the judge issued the stay order, but then the Trump administration or whoever it was, I couldn't even remember who issued the statement, but it was basically like, well, we already sent him, so my bad.
that's right.
Kind of, that's what happened, right? Okay.
Well, that's the thing.
So was that an alter?
There was a no my bad. That's the problem. There was no my bad. They said no, he is supposed to send over there. So when we
Oh,
finally
I
proved
thought
to
it was a
him,
situation where it was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, we've already sent him," like, a fake "I'm sorry," obviously,
right?
but basically saying like, "Oh, we've already sent him before we got the order." I thought that was the statement.
It was something like that. And then the idea is that
Yeah,
if we sent him improperly, then why can't we just bring him back, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
then they kind of held off on that. They're saying that this is now in the jurisdiction of El Salvador, which I'm like, this is crazy because El Salvador is doing this on behalf of us, and
Mhm.
yeah, it's one of those. But now his next home, if he doesn't pass his court case or whatever, he's either getting sent to Uganda, Eswatini, Ghana, but Liberia said they'll take him up. So
It's crazy.
the yeah, so this is really bad. And just imagine, just one dude, and this stuff has been happening with people getting sent without their due process and their stuff. It's been going on this entire time. So Yep, yep. So that's just more of those things. Talking about his challenges. Good luck, buddy. But to help out with ICE, in their ability to deport people, they're doing pretty slow.
Holy shit, they're buying fucking 737s.
They're buying, I guess, yeah, Boeing 737s. They're going to spend about $140 million to buy
Mm.
6 Boeing 737s that we're going to use to deport people. And because by what we're doing this for a good reason, though, this helps save $279 million in taxpayer dollars, so that we can operate more efficiently.
I just
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, yeah. If you weren't worried about that, because this was a report first in the Washington Post, and they get all these nice planes. Um, Virginia's company CEO hold identical roles to try to support voluntary self deportations. Okay, cool. So, yep. So we get these new planes, save some money by because they can now fly against bigger things. Um,
Mm.
y- yeah, that's and that's the thing that's going to go. I don't have much to say about this one, to be honest. Just yeah, we got the new planes because they're trying to, I guess, trying to deport 1 million immigrants this year. Uh, do we have a number
they're
of how
not
many
gonna
immigrants they
they're not
deported?
gonna make that up.
How many?
Not unless
How many did we deport so far?
I think it's been a I think it's been like maybe six figures so far.
Have been deported. Let me just do a quick Google.
Okay.
Uh, we have. I guess we have a deportation tracker. I guess we can look at that real quick. But it is here at Crying is a Free Action. We like to make sure we have our numbers right. Um,
Now we can
because
just make
I mean, it's so much fun to make shit up, to be honest. But um, let's see. So we got this Chinese guy who says that we should have a new way to experience NBC News. That's cool. We got those detention facilities. What do you mean? This is back in June. What do you mean we're only deporting like 18K people a month? That doesn't seem that much. How do they even get to a million?
because they're so fucking incompetent.
Mm. They're
Can't believe
spending a lot of money too.
these are crossings. Yeah. So unless this is only unfortunate. This is only information from like June. So like I don't know what it is in the recent again. This was an article that was updated back in this is back in April. Why is it updated in November? Dog, what are you doing? And NBC News, what did you even bother updating this stupid graph? Why am I looking at this nonsense? Um, it's fine. It's probably not a million. Um,
No,
all
I don't
right.
think so.
Okay, so next article up. Well, Trump plans to limit student loans for nurses, and his repayment overhaul, and is facing bipartisan backlash. So I don't know if you remember this one from a couple weeks ago, where they're trying to classify who was considered what is considered like a professional degree and a
Hmm.
professional,
I
and
remember.
mhm. So one of the professions that was excluded happened to be
Nursing.
nursing,
Hmm.
postgraduate nursing specifically. So these are like maybe nursing specialties and stuff like that. So then because of that, you're not allowed to qualify for the particular kinds of loans and given a certain limit. So in this case, we're talking about like nurse anesthesiologists, which I guess the degree costs about like over $200,000. But now
Wild.
that is a lot of money. um, a proposed $100,000 cap. They're trying to do that
Excuse
to
me.
restrict that. So we're gonna have a lot
What's
less of
the
these. Hmm?
what's the end goal here?
They don't know.
We're having less nurses, spending less money on education because education is for woke people, I guess.
Education is for the woke. That's right.
So
They
it's
want
just is it a target on education itself or specifically nurses?
it
No, I
there
think it's target on education itself, but nursing just seems to be one of the things that is being singled out.
Oh, yeah, because I do remember, there was a list that came out, and all of them seemed to be, like, women dominating fields too.
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they're all in advanced degrees, so that means that's just anything past your
We don't
bachelor's.
want too many smart women. That's what it is.
In
If at
colleges
all.
already, women dominate more than men. There's more women in colleges than men. So I guess we're trying to limit that so we can send them to the birthing mines.
I guess
Um,
so.
that's right.
The women yearn for the birthing minds.
Yes, women.
I mean, I yearn every day. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's right, Julie. Yep.
I
If
dream
you
about those birthing minds.
you see, if you are pregnant, you don't have to worry about losing weight, and America has a weight problem. So,
There you go.
uh, yeah, that.
Yeah.
But we don't offer any ways to support your child. That's up to you. That's your personal responsibility. Yeah. So, anyways, so besides that, so there's gonna be less nurses, less professionals coming up. And so the problem is, a lot of these changes we're not gonna actually feel it right now, right? Because that's the thing. These kind of changes in law and things take a long time to actually get to. Um, and the fact is that, like, if a nurse can't get the loans now, they're probably not gonna be able to complete it. They probably still can work as a nurse, which is fine, I guess. But we'll probably see like a drought of, high professional nurses unless we kind of, I don't know, import them from a different country in like the coming years. That's what it this is what the side effects of doing these kind of policies will do.
Nah, bro,
So
that's not allowed anymore.
that's right. But I guess it can still do private lending. So maybe this is a thing to, give banks more money. I don't know. I don't like that. Um
Yeah. This seems like a ripple effect kind of situation where it's going to affect a bunch of things.
yeah. Um Speaking of things that affect a lot of things, it affects a lot of us. The dumbest man on the Chuck Schumer. I fucking hate you, bud. I hate you, bro. You weak ass. So in this case, the Senate GOP tried to roll out a healthcare plan that fails to extend the premium subsidies, which is the Affordable Care Act ones that give discounts.
Mm.
Personal stories from me. My mom just got her slightly subsidized healthcare. It's like $171 a month, which is quite a lot, but she is a healthy person, and that's going to go up. So we did some math, probably a couple months back. If it goes up by like over 100 something, 100% or so, that means she might be paying like 400 something a month, 500 a month. So
Wow.
yeah, and that means it'd be about 7,200 a month just to pay your premiums. That does not include all the other cost of going to the doctor. So she might just go for
Yeah,
go with.
which your insurance doesn't even cover like half of that shit anyways.
Mm-mm.
The insurance is gonna find ways to not pay for shit as often as it can.
Yep. So they introduced a new bill. This is the 32-page GOP bill that I'm not going to read, but the idea is that they're going to try to
It's
increase.
trash anyway.
It is complete trash. It's probably not going to pass either way. But the
So,
idea is
so
that
the
good.
Yeah, long story short, they what they want to do is make I think like thousand or so HSA payments to individuals who qualify for it, but like that's really nothing.
Yeah, and using high deductible healthcare plans. So for some of our listeners, what happens is when if you're on these high deductible ones with NHSA, so you get your $1,000 and then you pay your premiums. For the most part, you will not get like a discount. Sometimes some of them offer like discounts on some things, but not very often. You will have to then pay into the then pay out of your own pocket basically, or in this case from the HSA, the $1,000 up until a certain point where you meet what's called your deductible before they can actually start pitching in money to help you pay for your stuff. Uh,
Which
some
that money that they would put in your HSA is not like on a monthly basis because that would probably be more expensive than just extending the ACA subsidies.
Yeah, so we do have so that's one of some of those issues. Even if it's like $1,000 a year, The problem is on high yield deductible plans, you don't get a discount on your services. So just like I have an HMO, so what that means is that I can make frequent healthy checkups. So just as if I go to the doctor, it's like 25, $50 each time I go visit, instead of paying the usual like was it $200 out of pocket, if to go to a doctor normally. So and the high yield deductible plans don't usually offer that kind of level of discount. Um, I could be wrong, but that's not what I read from my own time. I was trying to convince me to get a high yield savings account, high yield whatever deductible plan. Um, yep. So you have multiple plans. They're gonna try to shut down, I guess. Yeah. So we're gonna see. This is still kind of in flux. This is a terrible plan. And it's gonna make people just set the threshold to this income per person. Oh, geez. To just qualify? Well, like F you, California. Go eat shit. That's cool.
1,000 annually.
If they're between
Wow.
8, yeah, so yep, as long as you're
1,800 annually.
and they're asking you to
That's
select
fucking nothing.
yeah, that's absolutely nothing. It's like the bronze or catastrophic plan. The catastrophic plan is only available for, like, people under the age of, like, 26 or something like that. So yeah,
You know what's fucked up? Those numbers that you have right there, that would set a threshold of 109,550 in annual income for one person.
yeah,
Nobody who makes that much is getting insurance through the fucking ACA. I don't
that's
think.
correct.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that 90% of people that are making that much or more are doing so through employer provided healthcare.
I would think so too. Like, if you are a small
Hmm.
business owner and this is your annual income,
Yeah,
then great
yeah,
for
that's
so,
different.
um, yeah, but yeah, there's probably some inquiries. That's like I said, just the premiums alone, this does not cover anything. So, yeah, so that's once again, health insurance. They're gonna try to make it go away. That's right. X-rays super expensive. I had to get an MRI for my stomach because I couldn't poop, and they thought it was my appendix was bursting. They're like, we don't know. It's in the same spot. Like, here's a $4,000 bill, Tommy. So, because I didn't have insurance, so that could be
Wow.
you. That's right. And then you go to the ER and like, oh, my heart's pounding on my chest. I'm like, yeah, man, that's called anxiety. So, that's true. That's true. All right, we're gonna pivot over to some kind of weirder news that I found just for a little bit. Give us a little break. Railroads will be allowed to reduce inspections and rely more on technology to spot track problems. All right,
Ooh.
what do you guys know about trains and railroads?
Jack shit.
Yeah, actually, I'm like in my past life, I'm a railroad conductor. I know all sorts of things.
That's right. Okay. Okay. Very good. Okay. We don't know shit about railroads. Okay, that's fine. But so in this case, this is what they're doing is so I had to do some quick reading of this article, and that the American Association for Railroads have basically kind of improved using technology to inspect the rails. Um, and some of the ideas of this one is that because they're saying that the pilot program was doing so well, they're going to reduce the amount of inspections. How often do you think
Mhm.
the railroads, the rails should be inspected?
Like in a perfect world?
In your brain, like, what would you think? How often do you think they get inspected?
I mean,
You know what you go yeah.
I would imagine they would be getting inspected like every time they're used.
Well,
I would say
no.
once a month, maybe.
Oh, okay, so what we learned here is that Julie works for the American Association of Railroads and the
Oh,
Federal
do I?
Association. So, it actually gets inspected, apparently twice a week.
Oh,
Yeah, so
fantastic.
twice a week we inspect the rails. So they had this little pilot program, and they're gonna say, "Hey, guess what? We if we were- it improved the quality and the less accidents it improved. Safety was better when we reduced it down to twice a month." So they're trying to get some permissions to try to reduce it down to maybe even like once a month, and using this technology to help look at the rails, because you want to make sure the rails are kind of like straight and some other stuff like that.
Yeah, we
Um,
can't have gay rails.
that's right. No LGBT rails in this place. The fact that how like the more I look at it, the less I know how like trains work. Like how do you turn if the wheels don't turn? So
What What do you mean?
like how yeah, I mean the rail cars, how do they turn?
I think
What do you
it's like
mean
a
how they?
giant,
They just
like,
they just follow the rails, Tommy. What do you mean by turn?
Yeah, but like
and
if
they,
it
like,
but
kind of
when you hit
slowly
a
turn, they
corner,
don't
like when you hit a corner on the rail, like if I had
corner.
just two straight wheels, like on a wagon that doesn't pivot, that shit gonna go fall over. You
No,
see?
Tommy, they don't have corners on rails.
Well, then there you
How
go.
do you know? You said you
Are
didn't know
you working for
anything
Big
about
Rail?
Big Rail doesn't want you to know.
No, that there's no corners on the rails.
It's
So
all curves, bro.
oh, okay, okay, thank you.
Yeah, I think the curve is just so large that it still thinks it's straight.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, so they're using these technologies. Of course, the rail workers who do inspections are like, "Hey, man, we probably shouldn't. You know, this is just a way to do cost cutting to try to reduce the amount of labor." But in this case, we had this called manual inspection. So this is the statistic here. I was actually kind of curious about here. So basically, in over 2 years of testing, manual inspections detected only of 0.1 defects per mile for 100 miles. But when they use technology where they're doing a lot of scanning and probably some kind of AI stuff, or probably just to simulate the track to make sure, hey, is the track bent? Yeah. So we got actually 4.54 defects per 100 miles. Um, if you did
So
some,
my question,
yeah,
so I'm so sorry. I just want to make sure that we're clear here. It's okay when these people lose their jobs.
yes.
Yeah.
The
It's
idea is
okay
that
when AI takes over.
so the idea is that this is how AI usually takes over and things. The idea is that this is they're taking over this particular part of the job where the trains and stuff are only being the inspectors only do a lot more things than just look at the rails. So maybe we're going to focus their effort and time on other things that are probably just as important, which are
Now they're gonna
like
get fired.
yeah, that's right.
Spoken like a true spokesman.
So they're probably definitely going to get fired. That's if I was a business person, that's what's going to happen. So yep. So f you if you work as a trained inspector, the track inspector. So
Wow, bro, I didn't go that far.
but I did. Um, sorry, I'm trying to look at some other things. I think I missed a video. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna watch a little video. I forgot we actually were going to go back to go watch Christy Nome get her ass beat.
Oh
Um,
shit, where?
What?
so we're gonna go on to X Hub.
Oh wait, so you
So
talking about that here? Oh,
we're gonna watch the hearing. We're gonna watch the hearing, which is a great. This is the best. This is one of the best beat downs in
People that
public
are
I've
in the
ever seen. I don't know about you.
Are you gonna
So
send me another micro wrestling video?
no, not gonna say another micro wrestling video. That's top two. That was top two in the beat downs of Christy Nome. But Julie probably want to watch the stream for this one. I think. So
Okay, hold on.
to
Let
set
me.
to set this up, so this is usually in those government oversight hearings. This is why you always have these clips of like the secretary is going in, and they say like a bunch of bull crap. But in this case here, oh hang on, I need to hide some. I need to switch things up a little bit. Maybe that's a bit better. Let's try that. Yeah, that's a bit better. Um, so we got representative. I guess his name is Magaziner. So he is talking to Christy Nome and asking her questions. And this is some of the best shit I've seen in a long time. So this is a little bit of copium, I think. All right, we good to go?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, starting now.
Particularly those who have served in combat. Do you agree with that?
Sir, I believe that people that are in this United States that are citizens have legal status here. Those
Madam
that don't
Secretary,
should
we
not
are
be here.
joined on Zoom by a gentleman named Sejun Park. He is a United States Army combat veteran who was shot twice while serving our country in Panama in 1989. Like many veterans, he struggled with PTSD and substance abuse after his service. He was arrested in the 1990s for some minor drug offenses, nothing serious. He never hurt anyone besides himself, and he's been clean and sober for 14 years. He is a combat veteran, a Purple Heart recipient. He has sacrificed more for this country than most people ever have. Earlier this year, you deported him to Korea, a country he hasn't lived in since he was 7 years old. Will you join me in thanking Mr. Park for his service to our country?
Sir, I'm grateful for every single person that has served our country and follows our laws.
Can you please tell
knows
Mr.
that our
Park
laws
why
are
you
important.
All right, yeah, hell yeah. Eat it, Christy Gnome. Yeah, we can keep going, I guess. Can you guys see it? Or you hear anything? Good?
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
deported him?
Every one of them needs to be enforced.
But you understand that many veterans struggle with PTSD, many veterans struggle with substance abuse challenges. This man took 2 bullets for our country. You have broad authority, by the way, as secretary, to issue humanitarian parole, to do deferred action. Will you commit to at least looking at Mr. Park's case to see if you can help him find a pathway back to this country that he sacrificed so much for?
I will absolutely look at his case, but I want you
Thank
to
you.
remember that
Madam
our
Secretary, the
programs
man
need to have
behind you,
integrity as
please
well.
stand up, sir. His name is Jim Brown from Troy, Missouri. He is a Navy combat veteran who served our country in the Gulf War. He's married to a woman named Donna, who came to our country legally from Ireland when she was 11 years old. She has lived here for 48 years. Because of you, Jim's wife Donna has been in prison for the last 4 months. She did not come here illegally, and she has never committed any crime other than writing 2 bad checks totaling $80 10 years ago. She is currently in prison and facing deportation. Ms. Noem, will you thank Mr. Brown for his service to our country?
Thank you, Mr. Brown, for your service to our country.
Now, what possible explanation can there be for locking up his wife for 4 months when she has committed no crime other than writing a couple of bad checks for $80?
Sir, it is not my prerogative, my latitude, or my job to pick and choose which laws in this country get enforced.
You have
and
broad
which ones
discretion
don't.
as the secretary.
We need to follow
You can issue
the law
parole, you
and
can do all
enforce
kinds
the
of things,
laws.
but you're choosing not to. Will you commit again to just reviewing Donna's case and reuniting this combat veteran with his beloved wife who also loves this country?
I will review the case.
Now, Madam Secretary, you've already heard the story of Lance Corporal Alejandro Barranco, the United States Marine veteran who is behind you, who also has 2 brothers who are United States Marines. Will you thank Lance Corporal Barranco for his service?
Thank you for your service.
His father, Narcisco Barranco, is a landscaper in California who has lived peacefully in our country for 30 years and has no criminal record. Last spring, while he was mowing the lawn at an IHOP, ICE agents tackled him in the street and imprisoned him for weeks. A peaceful, hard-working man who raised 3 sons to be United States Marines. We need men of that character in this country. Again, as Secretary, you have broad discretion. Will you consider Lance Corporal Barranco's father for parole in place to stay in our country, owing to the fact that he has contributed to our country by raising 3 United States Marines?
This is an opportunity to remind everybody that every person that's in this country illegally has an opportunity to voluntarily go home and come back the right way.
He
Follow
raised
our
3
laws,
United States
and we will
Marines.
facilitate that.
He has been living here
But-
peacefully, doing his job for 30 years. You have discretion. You are choosing not to use it. Madam Secretary, you promised America that you would go after the worst of the worst. But these people are not the worst of the worst. A Purple Heart recipient, a military spouse, the father of 3 Marines. And it's not just veterans and military families. You are locking up and deporting children with cancer, mothers with babies in the NICU, United States citizens. There are many problems with your leadership, but the biggest problem is this. You don't seem to know how to tell the difference between the good guys and the bad guys. Go after the bad guys. Go after the terrorists. Do not go after veterans, Marines, children,
Gentlemen's
United
time's
States
expired.
citizens. I yield
Gentlemen's
back.
time's expired.
All right. Yeah. So, thoughts? That was
I
good.
forgot I've actually seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching that actually a few days ago.
But I
Well,
hadn't seen the whole thing.
Well,
That's true. Yeah, we watched the entire thing, and yeah, she's still gonna be a piece of shit. That's what it tells us. We should know.
Of
We should
course.
know. So yeah,
What else are you gonna expect from somebody who, I mean, she doesn't even look like the same person she was when she was the fucking governor of South Dakota, bro.
that's right. Because you got to get the Mar-a-Lago face. So
Yeah, you gotta get the plastic makeover to be part of this regime.
that's right. Uh, speaking of
I like that
so
it was he because like I said, I only started that video when I saw it before, and I thought there was only one example, but I love the fact that he just kept going, and then like, what about the guy behind you? What about this dude? What about And I loved that.
yeah, and I think that's important to kind of you have to put these things in front of these people's faces. Sometimes
Yeah.
putting a human element to the cruelties makes it a lot easier to get people to think that they're pieces of shit or not. I don't know. But another
I
things he's
mean,
doing.
for you and I, it'll probably work, but for them, I don't think they give a shit.
No, but what's most important is that people see that she's being called
Everyone
out,
else
and
needs to
then
be, yeah.
yeah,
That's right.
exactly.
Um, all right. So this is news that's close to my heart because I um, love this part of California. So the Trump administration is adding a militarized zone in California along the southern U.S. border. So if you guys didn't know, there's a little area that's like you can probably just like walk around, and that is how the illegals are coming in. There's a little hole in the fence. You can just swim out and then swim back in, and then you get in. That's how you do it. So in this case, this is a border that extends from Arizona State all the way over to the Otay Mountains, and they're going to administer this kind of militarized zone to, I guess, fight off against the immigrants that are coming in at a record low of 7 decades, and I guess we just shoot them. Um, so we're building a lot more of these little like militarized zones, I guess, along our borders. So this thing has been happening since like April, apparently. Um, We have more than 7,000 troops that have been deployed along the border with a lot of helicopters, drones, surveillance equipment. Yep, so it's a 170-mile stretch. Was pioneered. So they first did this in on the border of New Mexico and in parts of Texas and Arizona back in like April. It was like 170-mile kind of stretch. And then I guess that we also work with the Navy to try to help secure the border because of an emergency declaration by Trump. Um, This legal experts say this strategy flouts a ban on law enforcement by the military on U.S. soil. So if we just declare it as a militarized zone, it's no longer, I guess, U.S. soil. I guess in a
I mean, it
way.
is, it's federal. But it then becomes federal property, which gives the military jurisdiction.
Wow. Well. Yeah. So that's what's going on, um, over there. To stop the hole in the fence, we're going to deploy over, I guess, 4,000 troops. I know I've read 4,000, but I guess there's 7,000 somewhere. It's a lot of
Yeah,
troops. Yeah,
It is a lot of troops.
but I don't know. I don't know how many troops are too many troops.
I mean, any troops deployed within the continental U.S. is too many troops.
I
Oh, okay,
consider that, yeah.
that's fair. Okay, the 7,000. Okay, this was back in National Guard. That was back in June. Okay, that was 4,000 troops in that. Okay, it was 7,000 troops. That's a lot of troops.
I think that's the deployment that they did for the during the protesting in L.A.
That's right. Okay. Some in more bad news.
Yeah.
Uh, oh, I gotta take the picture off of that thing. The U.S. could be asking foreign tourists for 5 years
This
worth of social media.
is some fucking authoritarian state bullshit if I've ever fucking seen it.
Yeah.
Like, this is the kind of shit you see going into like. I don't even know if any country in the world currently does that.
What
I'm
is
not.
it?
So in this
So
case,
basically, if you want to come visit the U.S., when you apply for your visa, you have to provide if they go through with this, you're going to have to provide up to 5 years of your social media history. And I'm assuming they're going to use any like derogatory comments or remarks
Oh no.
made toward Trump or the government to deny you entry.
And this is
Oh
also
wow.
is besides just social media, they're also looking into getting like your old phone numbers and other phone numbers, email addresses, and information about your family members. Just this applies for anybody who gets like the standard like um this new condition will affect people from dozens of countries who are eligible to visit the US for 90 days without a visa. So it even applies to like other countries as well. So a lot of these tourists from, like the UK and stuff will have to start doing these kind of things.
So
The
we have this, and then we also have the ankle monitor situation. So it's all coming together.
Well, those are 2 different kinds of people, because these are the ones that give us money, the other ones take our money, you see. So,
No, I know. I'm saying it's coming from all fronts. Is what I'm saying.
yeah,
It's happening in all situations.
so, yeah, because of, like, what the US has been doing, we actually been having a big decrease in, like, tourism, right? So, besides a lot of tourism from China, yes, I, who lives in a tourist economy, we've been seeing a big drop off in, like, tourism from, like, Brazil and China. It's a really big thing. Same thing happens in like Las Vegas. Las Vegas, you can complain and say, huh, everything there is too damn expensive now. It used to be a cheap haven, but they're not seeing the Chinese tourists. They're not seeing the
Canadian
things that are.
tourists, Canadians especially, don't want to fucking come visit. I don't blame
Mm-mm.
them.
But yeah. So, but let's see what I guess President Trump has to say about this. So I'm gonna just play this little video and maybe we have to stop an ad. Let's see. Come on, come
Is this one
on.
of his bullshit? One of his bullshit round tables that he had.
I think so.
They do these fucking all these fucking round tables and broadcast them for whatever fucking reason.
Yeah, trying to show they're doing some kind of work. But all right, so here we go. So we got the video queued up. So why are we doing this, President Trump?
A new proposal from DHS that would see tourists from a lot of countries have to hand over 5 years of social media history to get a tourist visa. Are you concerned at all that if that's implemented, there would be a decline in tourism next year? And what sort of material
No,
do you think is
we're doing so
objectionable?
well. We just want people to come over here and safe. We want safety, we want security, we want to make sure we're not letting the wrong people come into our country. We're getting rid of a lot of bad ones from jails, from mental institutions, drug dealers, and we're getting a lot of bad people, murderers.
That's cool, bud. All right. So this kind of same kind of rhetoric, we probably did here during the times of like 9/11. It's kind of familiar, right? So that's why we had a little bit of a, you know, an additional like watch and stuff for people who kind of look like they're Muslim. But this is a little bit different, I guess, because we now actually have proof, and we can't just like profile them. We're actually going to scan everything they do. Um, so yep, uh, who loves coming to visit? There's going to be the World Cup is coming up, so we're gonna make
Yep,
sure all those tickets.
if they pass this shit, I highly doubt we're gonna get any fucking people. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the people who can afford to come here might still go through with it anyways. Yeah, and then the chat saying if they can afford the tickets too. That's gonna be fucking
Yeah,
ridiculous.
that is true. I
And
remember
they can
even
also
before.
choose who they want to bring in. So
I think I do remember we do there was looks at how the prices for these tickets, like the World Cup tickets, super expensive. Do you remember how much it was?
Fucking,
Because
it's fucking astronomical, bro. The cheapest tickets for so here in like when I say here, I mean like in I think it was like Lincoln Financial Field.
yeah,
The tickets were like fucking, and that's in Philadelphia. The tickets were like fucking the cheapest one was like 1,000 and change.
but that's okay. You see that the good thing is um we're now because of these things. FIFA. This is back about a month ago. They issued a new thing specifically. So you probably might not remember this, but if you are a attention to people who are apparently watching this podcast from outside the country. um, if you buy your FIFA tickets, we're going to prioritize your visa appointments when you travel to the United States. Make sure you have that social media cleansed out. So yeah, so if you buy expensive tickets, yeah, so it's called the FIFA World Cup
Mm.
Pass, FIFA
Oh,
Pass.
is that why they gave him the Peace Prize?
That's right. That's why our president got the Peace Prize, the very first
The
Prize of Peace.
inaugural FIFA Peace Prize, bro. Hell yeah.
Hell
That's our
yeah,
fucking president.
that's our boy
Nobody
right there. Look at
nobody
him.
nobody does peace the way he does.
Oh, I love this man. No, I mean no.
$1,637 each is what I'm
See?
seeing on gotickets.com.
Hell yeah.
And that's the cheapest ticket.
Yeah, yeah, that
That
sounds about right.
and that's not even like the finals.
Nope.
No,
So
yeah, the highest one is 17,000. Oh, that's nice.
yep. So yep. So that's a thing. So okay, that's great. Next up, let's see what else we got here. It's the FIFA 2 period. Oh, I think no, that's the vid. Okay. I'm gonna hold off on that a little bit. I want to talk to you guys about. No, you know, let's talk about another cool thing about you can buy things now. If you pay good money to the government, you are able to get whatever you want. And specifically, I'm here to talk about a new program that we're launching, known as the Trump Gold Card.
Yeah, yeah,
What do
look at those birds flying in the background.
you?
That makes it fucking official, baby.
Oh, let me see if I
Mhm.
can. Hang on, I need to transfer over to the bigger screen here. There we go. This is my favorite part. So if you scroll this website, so then we have Donald Trump's gold card with a
Bro, does
big
it
picture.
does it have his fucking face on it?
Yeah, it does.
Wow.
So give you a concept of what this thing is. So we're
Yes, it's real. Yes, chat, it is real.
this is some real shit here. Okay, so anybody who there are different ways to actually like buy your way to get a green card in America, and we're
I think the
introducing a
gold
new
card is
one.
like 2 million.
It's actually pretty cheap, to be honest. So for the you have a couple of them. You have the Trump Gold card coming up, which I
Oh
think is
my
like $1 million,
gosh.
and you also have then the Trump Platinum card, which
No.
then allows you to. Okay, so just to
For
give you
a
things, so this
$15,000 DHS processing fee
yeah for $15,000 DS sponsor. So for
after
your
background approval, a contribution of $1 million.
if you
Oh my
invest
god.
You can get
one
residency in record time, bro. Record fucking time. Do you understand that?
it's just a low price of $1 million and a
It's
$15,000
just
processing fee.
just get a
It,
small loan of $1 million from your
it,
parents, just
it
like
is
Trump did.
non-refundable. It's non-refundable. Okay, and you guys go through the document. You can get for an individual, you can buy yourself basically a green card. But the coolest one, sorry, I need to scroll for the trap. Sorry, just want to let you know. We will, of course, there's different fees. Make sure and stuff. Some additional fees. You can also, but if you are a company, you can then get the corporate gold card. So this is even
Hell
better. So then, as a company, you can sponsor one or more employees, and then by paying once again the $15,000 non-refundable, and you can apply for multiple employees at once for a 2 million per employee gift upon completing the vetting. And the best thing about this version is I think it is transferable. So if basically you decide to pull back one of your dudes from if you're like a foreign company, you can then transfer this to a new employee. You just got paid once again the processing fees of the small fees of $15,000, and then you got to pay the $2 million gift. See, this is a great deal for you. This is a great way for having shell companies be able to introduce and get your citizens in and out for your stuff. So this is such a fantastic program. But I also want to advocate
cheap,
once
bro.
again. We have a new program coming up as well, which is the Trump Platinum Card. So for just a great low price of a $5 million, you allows individuals who reside in the United States up to 270 days per year without being subject to tax on non-U.S. income.
Mm.
So
What?
no more travel visas. Um, and yeah, so I mean, yeah, as the members of the chat, this is definitely like 100% money laundering. Now the question is, what exists right now that we can do this, right? Because we actually currently can also do something very similar, but this is known as what's called the EB5. I think the EB5 Immigrant Investor Program. So let me just pull this up for you guys. Five. Because there's different ways to get. If it comes to like the EB5 Investor Immigrant Program, do we really trust Gemini AI to explain this thing?
No,
No, absolutely
you
not.
need to go to the USCIS website.
The USCIS website. Let's
Or I
see.
mean, you can go to
There
one
we
of
go.
those.
Yeah. Uh, so okay, so this was created back in 1990. So and basically we have certain different countries that actually have we have like called treaties that we can basically have them kind of come over to participate in this particular program. China being one of them. It is also this is not how I came over. Just a coincidence. So, but the idea is that if for a basically an investment of like $1 million, which is not risk free, as in you have no guarantees and stuff. If you can take $1 million, invest it in, and make a business, and hire 10 full time U.S. workers for a while, this allows you and your family to kind of get a green card over a course of I think like 5 years or something like that. It might be less than that, but so this is a way this is how we can do it currently. That's very similar, but part of it is we actually then have to like build an economy for people who like live in the United States already, right? So the money that they're spending, this $1 million or sometimes $800,000, if you're in like certain designated areas that need growth. Um, yeah, so that's so that's currently already a way we do this already. And now instead, this is once again money laundering for billionaires. So, um, how do you guys feel about this?
I mean, the EB5 immigrant program it's fucking fine. It's. I mean, it's a legitimate pathway. Why wouldn't you want people who come here and start businesses to have you know pathways to residency? But the fucking Trump gold and platinum cards are just it's just a fucking grift. It's just a way for him to put money in his pocket.
That's right. Um, let's see. All right. So, anyways, I don't know if I have any more immigration news. There might just be more, but I think I just want to summarize that because this gold card thing is a nightmare, personally. The next up here, we have another video. We're asking, I guess, what, where, we know a lot about this thing called Antifa. So we're going to figure out today by watching this video, where is Antifa? Do you guys know where Antifa is?
Everywhere, nowhere, brother.
Everywhere, nowhere at once. Well, let's see. Let's see what our buddy here knows about Antifa from FBI Security Operations Director Michael Glasheen.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be Cash Patel. I was gonna say he doesn't know fucking.
He doesn't know anything. The man is a scary little boy. It's fine, and he can't. He
He
doesn't.
might be on his way out. Pretty funny.
I hope so. Let's see. I'm just gonna start this
Will
now.
you tell me the organizations that pose on the domestic side, two of the organizations, number one, number two, threat to the homeland at this point?
Can you please clarify, like organizations?
Any domestic terrorist organization that poses a threat to the homeland as we speak?
I'd say the first one, President Trump had just announced executive order domestic terrorist organization, Antifa. That's our primary concern right now.
All right, that's what President Trump did. What does the FBI say?
We share the same view. When you look at the data right now, you look at the domestic terrorist threat that we're facing, right now, what I see from my position is that's the most immediate violent threat that we're facing on the domestic side.
So where is Antifa headquartered?
What we're doing right now with the organization.
Where in the United States does Antifa exist?
Yep.
If it's a terrorist organization, and you've identified it as number one.
We are building out the infrastructure right now.
So what does that mean? We trying to get the information. You say Antifa. is a terrorist organization. Tell us as a committee, how did you come to that? Where do they exist? How many members do they have in the United States as of right now?
Well, that's very fluid. It's ongoing for us to understand that. The same, no different than Al Qaeda and ISIS.
No, I don't want you. I'll ask one question, sir. I just want you to tell us. If you said Antifa is the #1 domestic terrorist organization operating in the United States, I just need to know where they are, how many people. I don't want a name. I don't want anything like that. Just how many people have you identified with the FBI that Antifa is made of?
Well, the investigations are active.
Sir, you wouldn't come to this committee and say something you can't prove, I know. I know you wouldn't do that. But you did.
Hell yeah. And now I'm gonna watch The Big Short and then get our channel canceled. Let's go. Uh-oh. All right. So yeah. So, that's Antifa, guys.
Finally
I'll-
figured out Tenet. There's still videos being made about that fucking movie.
To what?
Tenet.
Yeah, they're still talking about Tenet now. That's right. Oh god. Let's see. All right. Okay. Okay, so this one here is an interesting article. So we're talking about we had issues because of the tariffs that agriculture and farmers are kind of getting effed in the ass. So what happens is I think it was like a little bit ago, by this week. They announced a $7 million Farmers First Regenerative Agriculture pilot program to try to help make America healthy again. So I guess that's part of the idea is a way of doing regenerative agriculture to kind of improve farming, make it sustainable, soils and stuff. Because a lot of time when we're making these kind of plantings for industrial and commercial growing, we use a lot of fertilizer and stuff. You probably remember this in your elementary school with crop rotations and George Washington Carver having to plant different plants in the thing. Some of them are nitrogen fixing and other kind of stuff like that, right? Some of the classic stuff. So once again, this is the thing where you hear this program and it sounds like it's a great, fantastic idea. So in this case here, we actually have right. So the idea is you're trying to basically, if this is done right, it's going to lower your input costs and break free. But we do have some sustainability people. In this case, like Stephanie Feldstein from the Center for Biological Diversity, is that this kind of program does not have clear standards on how to improve. Like, what is the measurable impact of these things? And we've had these kind of situations where you have this great bright idea, but if we don't have our metrics and how to describe what we don't improve, this just feels like a way to just funnel money and do things that might not do that work. So this was known as kind of like greenwashing, kind of like whitewashing. Mm, but yeah, so yep. So in this case here, this is a pretty good quote right here. So it needs to be more than just buzzwords. They promise money for sustainable practices, but then you're cutting the other parts that kind of help with to help with doing all that. A lot of times we're using pesticides. Sometimes we have over pesticides, which are killing the plants, killing the pollinators. We kind of reduce environmental laws to make it a lot easier to pollute. And how can you say that we're trying to make agriculture, greener and healthier when you're also like stabbing us in the foot the other way? Right. So that seems pretty reasonable. So there's another, like I said, this is being criticized as another kind of grift to try to make America healthy again. So yeah, that's it's okay. This is just, I know people getting kind of tired, and it's just me versus my greatest enemy, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. I hope your ass dies, you old man. uh
I mean, calm down, bro.
sorry. I get so mad when I hear about these things.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of him.
I'm not a fan of him either, but
Like there are a few
Put
things
it
that
lightly.
there are some things I agree with him on, but it's not that many. So
I'm surprised you even have anything you agree with him on.
I mean, he took away the artificial flavors and dyes of Cheetos.
Oh,
Are they really Cheetos anymore?
okay.
So now they have what we call simply Cheetos, and they taste not as good. But it's okay. It's probably for a good thing. No, it's fine. It's still cheese. I love cheese. Okay. So then we're now moving on to the war section of all the wars that Donald Trump has been solved for us. So great.
Hell yeah, the president of peace.
What?
The president of peace, bro.
Yes, he is the president of peace. Okay. So in the Great War for which flavors to put into a curry, Thailand and
Oh my
Cambodia have been in
god.
this. Thailand and Cambodia have been have kind of a war for a bit. So let's see. So in this case, this war is still raging on, but Donald Trump has declared that there's going to be a ceasefire. Unfortunately, both people on both sides. Let me see let me see what the names are. Uh, yep. I mean, I know you probably don't know this guy, but Cambodia's Ministry of Defense, as well as Thailand's Prime Minister, have been saying that there's no ceasefire. We're going to continue dropping Thai bombs onto Cambodia. But this is one of the wars that Donald Trump has claimed to have ended. There's at least 24 people have been killed this week. Um, bridges and hotels and stuff have been
Yeah,
damaged.
aren't they still like shelling each other?
Yes, they're still shelling each other, and over I think it was like 500,000 people have been displaced still. So nothing has really changed for the people of Thailand and Cambodia in this particular region because they're trying to fight for like some temples and stuff, and whether to add lemongrass or add anise. All right, I'm gonna stop that joke. I'm gonna get like shot at by my Thai friends.
Mm.
I don't have many of them. That makes it easy. Okay, so the next up
Alrighty.
here, we're talking about once again America's war on Venezuela. What have you guys heard about so far on Venezuela?
I mean, it's all kind of conjecture. Aside from the facts and figures of the forces that we have, the military assets that we have in the area. Aside from that, it's everything else about like the reasoning is just conjecture. Because you can't. I don't give a shit how often the fucking Trump administration says that they're doing this to stop narco terrorism. There isn't enough drugs coming out of Venezuela to really consider this an anti-drug operation. You also don't need a fucking carrier strike group, several fucking destroyers, an amphibious fucking ready group, and fucking nuclear subs, and a bunch of fucking fighters in Puerto Rico to do some drug operations. No.
Yep, and we have and quite a few people kind of agree with you. We don't need all this crap, and why we're doing this. So just like Admiral Alvin Halsey, I guess he's been a Navy veteran for 37 years. He was commander of U.S. Southern Command, and he retired Thursday, 2 years ahead of his schedule. And then in this case, in this particular article, there are going to be claims from a lot of people that saying that we're not going to try to do like a ground evasion because we just don't have enough of a ground force to evade. So I guess we're just gonna keep bombing Venezuela. And I think we saw that they took over like was it like an
We seized
oil
we seized,
ship?
we seized an oil tanker. Yes.
Yeah. Um, and so then we also have comments from like right wing commentators or from former White House chief strategist Steve Bannon, who mentioned that this is not Monroe Doctrine 2.0. This is Monroe Doctrine 5.0. What do you guys remember about the Monroe Doctrine?
Not much.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
It's been a while.
So this is a very interesting way of trying to illustrate this. The Monroe Doctrine was a statement that we did for the fourth president James Monroe that stated to Europe, don't come over here. This land is mine. It's kind of like a manifest destiny kind of thing, but you try to put these kind of claims. So at least Mr. Steve Bannon, who really should be in jail, but is kind of claiming that we're here to take over basically our part of the world, and this is ours now. So so that's kind of the idea. So if this is true, and this is how we're going about things, we're gonna see a lot more invasions and taking over in the coming, I guess, months, years. We'll see. It's pretty bad. Um, do you think, Aldi, we're gonna have a ground invasion, like having troops on the ground?
I mean, it wouldn't really surprise me because um with all the air assets that we have in the region, it would be it would start with obviously an air offensive and then move in because you're not gonna catch Maduro. You're not gonna get Maduro by fucking bombing him. Like
Yeah.
you're not gonna be able to confirm that. So at the very least, you'll have, covert operations, special operations units go in, and at the very least. At the worst, we might have to send in not we, but they might decide to send in the Marines from that fucking amphibious ready group that I mentioned.
Yep. And looks like here, so we got Colonel Carthy analysis. Venezuela only has about 7,000. Sorry, I only have 9,000, 90,000 ground forces,
Yeah,
including
I mean,
army.
we only have 2,200 Marines nearby. There's no,
Yeah.
there
So
hasn't been any movement made to send further troops. Which, if they did, then they would definitely the Venezuelans would definitely know there's something fucking coming if we did send more ground troops.
yeah. So we'll see. So we'll see how this goes, but probably not. We're just gonna just murder the Venezuelans instead. Um, maybe, or we'll try to get them to surrender, and then we win. I guess. Let's see. I think this is gonna be the last one up. Nope, actually, I have two more than this. Oh my god. Okay. So in the war, in the Gaza conflict war. So I guess IDF has targeted Hamas commander in Gaza strike.
It's all right, bro. You can just call it the Gaza cleansing.
The great ethnic cleansing of Gaza of 2024. I get 25. Yeah. So okay, well I guess we're still. This is another one where, of course, our president has said, "Hey, we've done peace in Gaza. Obviously, there's no peace because we just murdered Hamas commander. It was probably a good thing, probably, but he's also killing other people other than the commander because they just keep bombing people, and a
Always
lot of
does.
people. Uh, yep. So this is involving with manufacturing. So this is ground news. A lot of times we get our news source from ground news because they're the most advertised thing in any kind of independent broadcasting. They present you with different sides of the conflicts and different things and showing the bias distributions, kind of like this. So this is, and you can also see what it looks like on the left side and the right side. People getting different kind of news stuff. This is pretty, you know, so I guess we can find some other articles on this one to see, but you can talk about like
Bro,
the
are you shilling for ground news right now, even though we're not sponsored by them?
we're not sponsored by Ground News, but look, guys, wasn't that a great ad? You should give us money. We are an independent
Beautiful.
broadcast. We get paid no money. In fact, all this money comes out of Justin's pockets and wasting our time. So thank you for watching. Uh, while we waste our time and money, and we are wasting your time. So thank you. um, sorry. Yeah, and I think the last one I think I had. I don't think I have it on here. Oh, there was apparently a shooting in Brown University, so that was a thing that kind of showed up
Yeah,
earlier.
that's pretty recent. That's like literally happened or like an hour ago.
Yep. Uh,
I think they may have caught somebody, but
let's see. So we did have it's been a while since we had a big old university shooting. It's probably like I don't know, like a
Not
couple
like
weeks.
a couple days.
Did you? Okay.
she's
Yeah.
right.
So in this case, no suspects were in custody, and additional shots may have been fired since then. And then there
Oh,
was a so
nobody
yeah,
has been caught. Wow.
nobody has been caught. So in this case, let's take a look at yep. Um, yep. So this is over in Providence, Rhode Island. There's still a lockdown. This is pretty bad. You know, I don't remember the last time they weren't caught. There was also, I guess, some memes going around where, well, memes is not the right word. There's images of, I think it's on X or Twitter, where Donald Trump says, "Hey, it's safe. We caught the shooter," and then they're like, "Nah, we didn't actually catch the shooter." So that was a thing.
I would imagine that would be Cash Patel saying that instead of Trump.
And I'm like, "Yeah, that's really dangerous. You really gotta stop claiming that shit because then people's, oh, it's gonna be fine." Um, so yeah. But I was really looking at the last one is that apparently we had a troops and some people getting shot in Syria. Here we go. Two U.S. soldiers, American civilian interpreter killed in an attack in Syria. So, and they think it was a lone gunman. They think it's ISIS. So I didn't know ISIS was
Hmm.
still around. But I'm not a very,
What do you mean, bro? Where did they go?
I don't know, back to Egypt. Um, all right. That's it for, I guess, the news I have so far. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about or anything that we kind of missed? Um, I know it's been a
Not that
lot.
I can think of.
Yeah, no, I've been kind of under a rock the last couple days, so
All right, cool. No worries. Um, all right, then I guess that's it for us. Thank you, everybody. This has been crying as a
What do you
what's
got, chat? Chat got anything? No? All right, well, go fuck yourselves.
let's see. I'm looking at the chat right now. Let's take a look. We've had mentions of Trump is trying to separate Tommy from his puppies. I'm like, oh, geez, that's true. I love my puppies. um, yeah. Yep. So I guess this is Connecticut reports his first measles case in years. All right, that's great. Great job, guys. Getting your
What? Where?
vaccines.
Oh, Connecticut? Holy shit.
Connecticut. I know it's pretty bad. We got to stop bringing measles back again. Oh, Veterans Affairs plan to limit tens of thousands of jobs in healthcare. Oh, that's really bad.
I mean, that's kind of par for the course. They don't give a shit about us.
Historic Preservation Group tries to sue Trump over White House ballroom project. That's great.
That's not gonna go anywhere.
It's not worth anything.
mm-mm.
Yep, no Obamacare. Yep. A Georgia woman suffers severe burns from a chemical attack in Savannah Park. Oh, Jesus. What's going on? That's really bad.
Yeah, Tommy, it's almost like we're the Everything Sucks podcast.
The Everything Sucks podcast. Let's see. But why was she attacked? An unidentified male suspect in a dark hoodie threw her chemicals. You know what? I'm just checking if they say it or not. A
Oh,
Georgia
bro,
woman.
he got that potion that only melts clothes from Freerin.
God damn it. This has been Crying Has Been a Free Action. This Crying Has Been a Free Action podcast. Thank you for watching us. We try to be around sometimes. Please check out our website, easyvotend.com. I'm still trying to write articles, but I'm pretty busy. We're all pretty busy. Make sure to please send your well wishes to Justin. Hopefully he heals up pretty well. And stay away from acid burns. Otherwise, you'll be like this woman whose half her body is covered in third-degree burns.
Oh, she actually got burned. I thought almost said it melted her clothes and
No, no,
her
no.
teeth.
She has been
Damn.
severely burned, and it's pretty
Damn.
awful.
Mm.
Okay,
And
I feel bad for joking about it now.
I also do feel bad about it too,
No,
but
you
not
have to
that
keep
bad.
it.
I don't feel
You have
that
to
bad.
stand on business. Keep it.
Yeah, I'm still gonna keep it, but I'm gonna feel bad.
It's okay to feel bad. You can feel bad, but you can also still be a thing. Let me see. And I was told that we're gonna try to play off today's stream with I want everybody to be. I want to be a little bit serious